That's right. Clean Cuts the One, back with another video. Still getting it in early. Face is kind of red. Just got done working out. That guy. I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of background on this video because the way that it happened might seem a little bit confusing or something like that. So as I was recording the tools video, I got a call that Nieves was doing a demo, teaching a class at my school. And when I found that out, naturally I got really excited and so moved some stuff around and I went and picked him up. And so I had the privilege of taking him out to lunch, getting to know him, and spending some time with him. It was important to me that when I get to meet these people and spend time with these people, let me know what you think about the interview. I'm going to jump right into yesterday's shenanigans. Hope y'all enjoy it. I'm racing down to the school. I'm trying to learn. Like, you should seek knowledge like that. You should seek wisdom. Like, when you find out there's some knowledge or some wisdom getting passed out. I remember when I was on drugs, right? Or let's just say when I was smoking weed. Like, and I found out somebody had some good stuff. Like, I was off to the races. Let me get some while it's still here. Found out dudes at the school, man, I'm out. I'm gone. I'll shuffle stuff around, let my barbers get cuts. We talked about that because I was fortunate that the cuts that I did have, they were universal clients. They shift, they rotate. They're not chair hoppers. They love my shop. They know that they get consistency in my shop, so they can sit with anyone. So I moved some stuff around. I'm going to soak up this knowledge, y'all. And boom, just like that. Clean Cuts the One, back with another video. And boom, it's Mr. Nieves
Almaraz?
Nieves Almaraz. Now, the one thing that I can't tell you about him is how to pronounce his name correctly yet, because I just met him. If you're not familiar with this guy, hopefully you are. Hopefully you guys are still students. You guys are doing everything that you're supposed to do, following all these links. The way that I found out about him was essentially I was looking up like how to fade hair. When I was a student, I was learning. So if you've been watching my videos, you've seen like where I've been wearing the fade hats, just like this one in the fade shirt. Well, when I was a student, I was trying to consume everything barbering. I thought that was such an awesome design. He's actually the one that come up with it. You might have seen people like Miami Barber wearing it and stuff like that. So that's one of my favorite designs that was come out with. And he's now a Wahl professional. You've been doing this for how long?
I've been educating with Wahl now for about 5 years. I've been doing a lot of education through How to Fade Hair. I started How to Fade Hair in 2008. Mm-hmm. So from there, I've been doing a lot of educational videos, a lot of educational classes. Since then, so I just pretty much started off with one instructional video. My mindset when I created that was there just wasn't a lot of it around. Mm-hmm. And to even go a step further, since I am bilingual and I speak Spanish, mm-hmm. there was no instructional videos on barbering in Spanish. Mm-hmm. So when I did see the vision for that and mm-hmm. the demand was there, I kind of went down that route and started getting really heavy into the education aspect of this business just because there was a huge demand there at the time. So I took advantage of that. I created a YouTube channel mm-hmm. So I can release like a 2-minute trailer mm-hmm. of my instructional video. From there, I wanted to draw traffic from YouTube to my website. Mm-hmm. So I was very effective in doing that. I mean, to date now, my videos got about 7 million views mm-hmm. on them. So I'm proud of that. At one point, I used to kind of like want to count it. Mm-hmm. But at this point, I would say maybe 2-3 years ago, I feel like YouTube's so saturated now mm-hmm. that I just try to keep consistent across the board in all social media platforms.
Sure. And you said something that was that I identified with was you said you were producing something that wasn't really available. And that's kind of how my journey started. I was looking for content that could be specifically for, my audience, which is the new barber, the barber student, the student that's in school. And I wasn't really finding what I wanted. There was JP the barber and maybe like one other person that I can't even remember at this point. So I decided I would be the one that documented my footage. So mm-hmm. you touched on something really important there is creating that thing that's missing. Whatever it is that you want, if you can be the one to create that, mm-hmm. then then you can flow in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in the business. I mean, there's only so many times you could reinvent a straight razor. So if you can find in the market, or something that is in demand that there's not a lot of, even if it's just showing your journey through video. I mean, I watched your journey through school, and it was interesting, and I wanted to see it, you know, and that's probably the first time you heard that from me.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what it is that, how far your reach is, especially with social media now, that you can create some content and people are seeing it.
The thing that I want to ask, right, because I try to put out the content that the guys want to know, and like, let's just be real, like, there's something that's really attractive about being a platform artist. There's something that's really attractive about having a brand behind you that supports you, you know. There's something attractive about going all over the country, and in some cases even the world, promoting a brand or promoting a clipper or being able to do what we love. That's very attractive. So a lot of us, we aspire to do that. So seeing as how you're affiliated with one of the biggest, that's one of the biggest names.
The biggest, best, oldest, the first to do it, yes.
So he's doing it right. I mean, we all know, like, they've been around since day one. So the question that I get in my comments, right, is how can I get on? Or how do I get sponsored? How can this happen for me?
Okay, well, it's like, people don't see the process and the build-up. They just kind of see the pictures with the logos behind them. Now with Instagram, it's like so flash forward. I mean, it's Instagram, that's the generation's thought now, But the fact of the matter is I started How to Fade Hair in 2008. And since 2008, I've been doing education. That's 10 years now, So I started back then teaching and trying to get it going.
So you didn't get with Wahl till 2013.
It's going on 5 years now.
Yeah.
So you do the math.
Yeah. So you were doing a lot of stuff before.
Yeah, way before that. I think the key to a lot of the success that I've had over the years is I didn't want to knock on doors. I wanted to kick them down. And the way that I was able to do that was creating my own material and really just start educating, So once I did that, and I created a logo and I made my brand and I went behind it and I stood behind it 100%, and I kept pushing out there, going to shows. I started off renting out space at these big hair show events with money out of my own pocket, just trying to let people see who I was. I wasn't really chasing to get sponsored or to be associated with a company. I thought that would be great, absolutely. But my main goal was to network, shake hands the old-fashioned way, pass out my business card, and by doing that, actually helped me get to where I am at today. I shook hands with the right person, and this person said, "Hey, do you guys know Nieves?" And that's how it all cycled in and started. But had I not attended these hair shows and these events and shook hands and passed out business cards, just doing my networking, that probably would, that conversation, my name would have probably never got thrown out in it.
But me personally, like, I want to be woven into the fabric of the industry. I want to know all of these people that have had so much influence, the tradition. That's what's important to me in my barbershop is, from day one. And so I know I definitely aspire to be a part of that whole demographic of barbers who know one another from California to Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely. A good way to do it is to just keep doing what you're doing, create content for social media. That's the platform to the world right now. You never know who's watching. Just like we said earlier, I've seen your stuff, and you may not have even known that.
No, I didn't.
And that's one thing. I go on social media and I flip through and look at people's work. How to Fade Hair reposts people's work and videos all the time. You know, same with our products. You know, we have the fade hats, the shirts, the fade hair razor, 4 instructional DVDs. So we're state sponsored and continued education in the state of Illinois. It's something we've been in the works on for some time. Actually, I've been working on it myself.
Yeah.
So I put in a lot of hours into this. There were times throughout the past 2-3 months where I've only had like 4 hours of sleep. And you know, it takes time to create this stuff, and you have to put in the work. And I feel like a lot of people just don't realize how much behind the scenes work gets put into things like this. Even myself, had I wanted to build a program like this, an online academy, let's say 10 years ago, I don't think I had the knowledge to do it. Most people don't know that I have been to cosmetology school. I went to cosmetology instructor school. I went to barber school, and I went to barber instructor school. So I've been through 4 programs on both sides of the field. And that being said, over time and putting in that work, now I feel like I have the knowledge to put together a structured program to put that out to the masses, so that it can be beneficial to the cosmetologist and the barber.
A lot of people, they see the glory and all that stuff that happens once you put out a product, but they don't know the story about what it took to get. For instance, you guys see an interview, right? You guys see Mr. How to Fade Hair himself here at Clean Cut Grooming Lounge. Like, you can see this, but what you don't know is what happened when I was sitting here and I was recording this last video before, and I had haircuts, right? And when I found out he was in town, oh my gosh, I had to figure out which clients are universal clients, which can be transferred around the store. Call them, reschedule their appointments. Had to take the time, get my keys, go down to the school, right? I got to sit and watch his demo. And then after that, I sat, right, and we went out to eat, had a good lunch together, and now brought him here. So you guys get to benefit from, you know, the interview and the knowledge that he's dropping, but you don't get to see, like, what it took. Like, if you're fortunate enough to have a professional in your city, if you find out somebody's there, you should hunger and thirst for education and knowledge like oxygen. I mean, you really should. And if you do, then you'll do stuff like that. You'll be in the places, especially if a barber, a professional or a national professional comes to your city to bring some knowledge. Like, you should be there. Unless it's family or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if there's classes in my town, let's say, for instance, yesterday I was in Nashville at the Fashion Focus show. I myself taught classes there. I also worked a barber stage for Wahl. I even went and sat in a class yesterday, you know. So then I hopped in the rental last night, drove out here, 3-hour drive to Knoxville. So, you know, all the little behind the scenes stuff, it's not always glorious, you know. It's a lot of work, you know. You bite down, you flex a little bit, and you get it done. That's what's really going on, you know. We're putting in work out here.
I tell the truth, we wouldn't have it any other way, right?
Absolutely not.
This barber life is, I love it, man. So, thank you so much for coming here, man. I really appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Watch this over and over. Get this information in your head. I'm not going to put this on the Successful Shop series because this wasn't planned. This is good information. You guys just need to have this. You need to know who this is. Again, if you're not following him on all social media outlets, it's How to Fade Hair. It's really simple. Pretty much Google How to Fade Hair. You can find him, check out his work. Go ahead and like the channel if you like the information. If you want to see more professionals, let me know who you want to see on the channel. Click the subscribe button, and it's my pleasure to be able to bring this information to my audience on behalf of you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. Till next time, peace.